morning, ladies and gents. Once again, excuse the traffic. It's morning time here in Holland, Michigan, and I'm on a main road. So hopefully you can hear me all right. Very productive night at work last night, and no overtime this weekend. Woohoo, right? So I figured to come home, get me a nice cup of coffee, and we're going to try this little sucker out. Luminosa by the Crowned Heads, courtesy of Doug Hatfield. Thanks, Doug. Said this would go good with a really good cup of coffee. So we got a little French roast in the cup, a little bit of sugar, no creamer. And we're going to get this cut up and check it out. Alright guys, so like I said, this is the Luminosa by Crowned Heads. It is a petite Corona, weighing in at 4.5 by 44. Little tiny feller. Just enough to kickstart the morning, right? We're looking at a Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. Nothing, I couldn't really find much on the binder filler. I guess they don't disclose that information. So, it's supposed to be medium strength. And then I didn't find a MSRP per stick, but it is about $112 for a 20 count box online. So I figure right around $5-6 a stick's probably about right. That's about it, guys. I don't know a whole lot more about this one. So, I guess we'll fire her up and we'll see where she takes us. You know, I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I didn't do a cold draw or a sniff, but I'm a little excited. This is the first cigar I've actually gotten to smoke this week, so just haven't had time, I guess. It was a single cap. I probably took a little more off the end than I probably should have, but it's got a pretty good draw. Pretty firm roll. It's got some veins, some seams. Not bad though. Right off the bat, tobacco. Really just getting tobacco. I don't know, that's all I'm really getting at the moment is tobacco. Slight sweetness starting to come through. It's got an interesting aroma. Kind of like tobacco with a little bit of mustiness. Not too much on the retrohale either. So I think we'll let this one fire up a little bit here and see where it takes us. Alright, so well into the first third here, almost half, since it's a petite Corona. But it's holding the ash pretty well. It's kind of going at like an upward angle there, so I'm thinking it's might have to tip this one off. I don't know. I don't trust it. So flavor-wise, still looking at quite a bit of just plain old tobacco. That sweetness is somewhat transformed into almost like a fruitiness on the retrohale. Can't quite put my finger on what kind of fruit at this point, but it's not bad. I don't know. Some sort of fruit. Can't quite put my finger on it though. But I don't know. At this point, guys, not a lot to write home about. But we'll give it a shot and we'll be back. Alright, guys, so I did tip the ash off. Got that pretty good cone shape in there, so construction's still aiming high. Minimal mascara line there, relatively even burn, not bad. Got this little piece, I don't know if the camera will focus, but I got this little piece right here. I don't know if that was a vein or a seam going through there, but it's starting to flake off. The wrapper starting to flake off. Got a little bit of a tear in it right there. So, I don't know. Flavor-wise, we're staying about the same. The sweetness is starting to build up a little bit more on it now. I don't know if that's because I tipped the ash off or if that's just how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Yeah, that fruitiness I was talking about, I still haven't been able to put my finger on what kind of fruit. It's still kind of hiding in the background. It really hasn't brought itself out yet. But we're getting down to the band. Almost there. Smoke output's pretty standard. Doesn't linger too much. Not a really heavy smoke. I'd probably agree with the medium strength aspect of it. It's not super light, but it's also not kicky in the teeth kind of strong. So, fair ground. So, I'd hate to say it, but I don't think this has a little too much more to offer for me. So, I'll go ahead and give you the numbers. Construction, we're going to do a 5. It's pretty well constructed. Got that slight rip, but I'm not going to dock too many points for that. Price-wise, you figure $5 a stick. That's pretty average. I'll give it a 3 on price. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2 on flavor. It leaves a little bit to be desired. I was hoping for a little bit more, but like I said, it's pretty average. Complexity, I'm going to go ahead and give it 2. Like I said, there's that little hint of fruitiness in the background. It's got the sweetness to it, but other than that, it's really just tobacco. Personally, I'm not a big fan of just the plain old tobacco flavors. I tend to lean more towards the infused cigars and stuff like that. But so that being said, recap on my my rating scale. So I did a little thinking about it, and I was like, well, I'd kind of like to do it out of 5 stars instead of 10 because 10 seems a little, I don't know, seems a little too much, and it gives you too big of a window, right? So wrap your head around this, okay? So I went ahead and reconfigured it. So basically what we're going to do, I'm only going to grade it on the 4 points this time. So that's construction, price, flavor, and complexity. So you get a 1 out of 5 rating on those. You add those up. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky, folks. You times that by 5, right? Because total points possible is 20. Times by 5 to get 100, right? All right, so that gives you your number out of 100. Divide that by 10. That gives you your X amount out of 10. Now we divide that in half. So that gets me back to a 5 star. So however many out of 5. Right now we're sitting pretty average at a 3 for this cigar. Like I said, that's probably unneeded information by you guys, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I'm grading these because I know I was doing X amount out of 5, and then I figured out that wasn't working so well. So then I went to the 10. Well, I don't really like the 10. It's too big of a window, right? So I went back down to the 5. But at least this time, I know I'm not just giving everything an average rating, right? Because I'm not just adding up and dividing. So this is a little more accurate, I think. If you don't think so, or if you got any pointers on that, let me know. But like I said, I don't think this has a whole lot more to offer. I would agree that it's a pretty nice lighter smoke for the morning time with a coffee, and I got a little cinnamon raisin toast here. I've been eating on that too. Pretty well for a morning cigar. Not a super long smoke, so I mean, if you're on the way to work or got a little time to kill or just trying to wake up a little bit, I'd say go ahead and grab one. If you're more partial to the tobacco flavor, this is probably one for you. Like I said, I'm not, but anyhow. So there we go. That is my, that's going to wrap it up for me on the Luminosa by Crowned Heads. And it's not going to focus. Well, anyway, it's a pretty band. I like that orange color. It's pretty cool. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go out to a buddy's this weekend, and we're going to try some Don Rogers straight from Dominican Republic. His vice president was out there for some vacation recently and brought some back for him. So he's offered to let me try one out, and hopefully if I can't get a video of that, I'll at least give you guys a written review and see how that works out for me, right? All right, take care, folks, and remember, make it a great day, because every day is a great day. Tell yourself that every morning before you get out of bed, and I guarantee you'll have a great day. Thanks, folks.